research or the guidelines for first, if you don't notice yourself that you have a lump or your mother has breast cancer or, whatever. What's the guideline now for the age that a woman should be checked for lumps and for mammograms and all that?
We call that average risk. So, again, no discernible family history, no discernible personal history. So at average risk, we recommend having your first clinical breast exam by a doctor at age 20, and just every 3 years. Don't even have to have it every year. And then at age 40, having one every year. Your mammogram should start at age 40, and those you should have one every year. Okay. So I know there's been confusion with the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, which is a governmental task force that comes together. And but we still stand by One American Cancer Society. This is their guideline, and we are one of the organizations that stands with them on that guideline. We believe very strongly in that. For someone like myself who has a family history that's pretty strong, with some risks of, that they want to look at. I've actually been getting mine since I was 28. I've been getting mammograms. That's what my doctor and I determined. So that's, again, why we really recommend work with your doctor and know your family. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to talk to your family about what your family history is.
There's a lot of confusion. I don't know, you have 2 daughters and you have a wife, mother, aunt, sisters. And there's a lot of confusion among women, and, we're going to speak about women mostly today because I guess what's the
about 4,000 men are diagnosed a year, 2,000 men and about 400 die. So it's a much higher death rate for men, but
because they're
much
not looking.
Lower incidence rate. Exactly.
They're not looking
it's
for
late
it
when they find it.
They're going to be finding a lump or something like that, right? Okay. So there's a lot of confusion about a lot of these tests that, whether it's a breast exam, self-breast, I think anyone that's got breasts can do a self-breast exam, and you can find out how to do that. Just Google it, as we like to say on our show. Just Google it. You can find anything. And if you forget this website for Komen, you can Google that too. But there's so much confusion about what age people should start doing any kind of testing, whether it's pap smears. Do you need a pap smear? Do you not need one? But you always need a self-breast exam. And can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes, and one of the things that we feel very strongly, there are test results that it's one of the largest tests that have actually been done about breast self-exam, and it actually did not show much difference between women who did breast self-exam and those who didn't, because they are very hard to do yourself. Because doctors are very specialized in how to do an exam that is very different than how we do ours. However, that doesn't preclude a woman from knowing how her breasts look and knowing how her breasts feel. We all shower. We all clean ourselves and touch ourselves to do that. So it's very important that if you notice anything that feels different, you immediately go to your doctor. What we don't want is a woman to go, oh, well, that's been there every month, it's no big deal. No, let your doctor make that determination. And so that's very important. And also another thing women don't realize is your breast tissue is basically, it goes up under your clavicle, under your arm, and all the way down to your waist.
Really?
And so that's not always taught in breast self-exam.
It's never
teaching.
Taught.
Yes. So we think of just literally the certain part of the breast, and it really is. If you have one done by your doctor, you'll notice they check under your arms, your lymph nodes. And we're not necessarily taught that in a breast self-exam class, if you will, or example. And so we certainly, like I said, we very much encourage women to know how their breasts look and feel, but also don't let that replace your doctor's examination. And because that, like I said, the study was done with 388,000 women, and when they found no discernible difference between those who had, and in fact what they found is women who did breast self-exam had a higher, I'm going to say this wrong, I'm going to say it wrong. They found they thought they had problems and they didn't have a problem.
False positive.
False positive. Yeah, because I wanted to say it false negative, false positive.
False positive.
And and that was not. You don't want to put a woman through that if not. So again, we're not advocating don't do a breast exam. We're just saying, you know, be aware. Don't just replace the doctor
Also
with that.
get a professional examination at least once a
And
year.
that's a great way to know, so that you can. That's how you partner with your doctors to go, this is different. This looks different. Even I saw you 2 months ago, but I'm back in because something's different, because I know